Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Tsukihime. When last we left off, Shiki saw something he shouldn't have, and now is running because of it. Oh, poor Shiki. I don't feel that sorry for him, to be fair. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Fighting back nausea, I escape with bloodshot eyes. The dizziness threatens to overpower me. What was she saying? Cheeky. Wait, why is it Chiki? Is that a typo? That's strange. Anyway, sucking blood. Just like Shiki, and joking with Akiya as she sucked her blood. Her red hair. Kohaku-san, disgracefully assaulted by Makihisa. Chiki. Oh, it's probably a sound effect, actually. I didn't think about that. I'm dumb. My head is pounding. My heart is still wild. Akiya. I saw Akiya drinking Kohaku's blood, and I thought it was beautiful. Crimson hair, a vermilion spiderweb, freakishly scarlet like the wings of a poisonous moth, the very color of evil. Excessively beautiful, excessively poisonous. Therefore, I am ruled by this strange feeling. Underneath the brilliant sun, I walk through the woods. Chiki. I'm not actually sure what that sound effect is supposed to be. I mean, it might have said it in the past, and I've, forgotten, but I don't know what it's supposed to sound like because, well, I don't. Shut up. The incessant racket does not stop. Chiki. The unnatural sound. I can hear them coming from behind me. Chiki. Is it supposed to be like insect taps? I don't have anything I can make a noise with. I have a bottle next to me, but that's plastic and whatsoever. I'm not sure. Chiki. Like when you're watching a movie or something like that, or a television show, although I've only ever remember seeing it in movies where it has like the sound of insect legs tapping on a hard substance. No, that doesn't sound right either. Yeah, I don't know. Insects. Some black insects are crawling around my back. Because Kohaku-san called me a blockhead. These insects think my spine is a tree and crawl around it looking for honey. Chiki. I used to make that noise to my cat before she passed away, and she seemed like she hated the sound but loved it when I would do it because she would want to play with me and they can, play. The insects gathered around my spine, crawl into my brain through my neck. This actually reminds me of something else in another one of Nasu's works, another one that's been translated to English, and I'll just leave it at that. Countless insects claw my back, crying out. As the insects enter, a sick impulse almost seizes me. Kill. The command to kill Tono Akiya fills my brain. There can be no mistake. The name of these insects is the urge to kill. Shut up. I slapped the back of my neck with my hand. I felt like I'd go crazy if I didn't. I don't hate Akiya for sucking blood. I only hate myself. I hate being filled with the command to kill her. Shaking off the insects from the back of my neck, I escaped to my room. Leaning my back against the wall, I catch my breath. I can't control myself. Just what's different between Shiki and the way I am now? No, that isn't really important. Why couldn't I understand her? Kohaku-san. The word in Makihisa's journal. The word synchronizer. Kohaku and Hisui weren't adopted. They were just brought here as tools. The meaning. I didn't know the meaning of what it meant by being Makihisa's servant. I didn't even try to understand. Every day, without end. Akiya said that. I don't have to think too hard about what Makihisa did. If Makihisa was subject to the same violent urges as me, I understand all too clearly what he must have done. Always. That girl was always by the window, not knowing how to leave or even how to beg for help. Makihisa had no sympathy for Kohaku still being a little girl. It was written in the journal. You know, it might not be a horrible idea for me to age restrict this video, because I've gotten in trouble about that before, and I want to be careful. I don't know, I'll think about it. I'll see how the rest of this episode turns out. Makihisa only saw Kohaku as a tool. Just like a child, placing all emotions onto her. And that girl would perpetually stare at us while we played in the garden. I can't condemn Makihisa. I also tortured her more than Makihisa. Hisui said it, that Kohaku-san always wanted to become Hisui. I can't even imagine it. That girl being locked in the mansion ever since childhood, looking down at us playing behind that clear wall of a window every day. Despite this, she gave me something important to her as I left. After that, for the sake of her younger sister, she began smiling in her own play. A terrible farce. Only inside the play even she knows is a lie. All she can do is laugh. What a terrible thing I've done. Thinking that Kohaku-san was Hisui, I spoke to her about my memories of the past. The day of the welcome party. While cooking with Kohaku-san, I spoke so happily about memories with Hisui. She said she didn't feel any pain when she cut her finger. Foolish. My chest constricts. I can't breathe. Myself that wants to kill Akiya. Myself that couldn't even understand what was going on. Sorry, Kohaku-san. My consciousness wavers. My body enters a stupor. For the first time, I want to kill myself using my ability. God, and that might actually be what gets this video age restricted without me doing it or not. Because there's been a couple of videos, or no, there's a video, I did the other ones myself, where it mentioned anything to do with that sort of subject, and it was age restricted. If you're curious, the episode of Doki Doki Literature Club that, well, the end of the first route, let's just say that, was age restricted, and I was even sent an email about asking about my mental health. How nice of them. Oh well. Akiya-sama, won't you call a doctor? That is pointless. He isn't sick. He won't get better unless we take away what's causing it. Akiya and Hisui are talking. Is this me or is it kerning in that sentence a bit weird? Whatever. This is Shiki's room. Oh no, that's supposed to be like that on purpose. Okay. It looks like I'm sleeping on the bed. I try to get out of the bed, but I can't move at all. My body is heavy like lead. All I can move freely are my mouth and eyes. For an instant, I think I'm still dreaming. You failed, Hisui. I told you to pay attention to Nissan today, right? I can't even trust you to take care of Nissan like this. I am very sorry. If you want to apologize to Nissan. Apologizing to me will just make me angry. I don't understand why they're like that, but I understand that Hisui is being scolded because of me. Akia-sama, I cannot help Shiki-sama if he collapses. Please give Nissan my duty. That won't do. I can't let Kohaku near Nissan. You shouldn't either. Be with Kohaku every time she's here and never let her alone with Nissan. Interesting. But Akia-sama, Shiki-sama's condition is getting worse. If he does not receive medicine from Nissan, he will not be able to even stand. That is true, but that's better for me. Akia murmurs this as she ponders. Hisui, telling Nissan to skip school for a few days when he wakes. He has not been well the past few days, so do not let him out of the room until he gets better. I will contact his school. That's, I guess I should call attention to that sentence. That's kind of a weird sentence. But that's better from me with not being able to stand. Oh well. Something oddly sinister. I don't even think it's oddly sinister. There's something a bit sinister about that comment. I can no longer see Akia's figure. A subdued Hisui is the only one in the room. Shiki-sama, are you awake? I'm surprised. Akia didn't even realize it, but Hisui must have known I was awake. Yeah, I woke up just a little bit ago. Sorry. Because of me, Akia was mad at you. No, it was only natural for her to be angry. I did not realize that you had collapsed, Shiki-sama. Jeez, I'm used to it. And what's with Akia wanting me to skip school? I'm fine, so I don't really need intensive care or anything. Shiki-sama, about that, can you not do as she tells you to do? Huh? You mean not going to school tomorrow? Hisui nods. She looks as if she is not worried about being scolded by Akia. Rather, she is really concerned over me. I can't say no to those eyes. I understand. I'll rest from school tomorrow. Is that acceptable? Hisui gives a weak, apologetic smile. Well then, please excuse me. If anything happens, please call for me. Hisui disappears with a bow. The instant I become alone, sleepiness assails me. In all seriousness, there does seem to be something wrong with my body. I'm trying to stay awake, but it's no use. Staring at the pattern on the ceiling, I easily fall asleep. Nine. Origami. Why is there this much sadness? I don't understand the reason. Whatever happens to anyone, it is not their fate. It is not something that I can receive as a stranger. Neither pain, nor happiness, nor feeling, nor flesh. It's not that I'm sad. So, why this restless regret? Even though I knew about that girl, even though I only looked at her now, for me, there isn't a connection between the two. So, why? After thinking of the past I did not see until now, why does my chest feel like it is tearing apart? Hey, I wonder what is the most miserable. The moonlit night, The killer I happened to meet that one night asked that question. That was just one of many rambling, meaningless scenes. And how did I respond? Sadness is easy to see, and happiness is hard to understand. To find miserable situations, you have to look way down. If being miserable is living a life so painful and full of suffering that makes you wish you were dead, then it would mean that it was better if you were never born. As for me, I thought the saddest thing was to never have been born. After I said that, the killer laughed. After laughing so hard, he said something along the lines that I was a really nice guy. What is misery? Not even realizing your misery and mistaking it for happiness, I think. I remember nodding to that. That really can't be helped. Not being able to think that you're miserable. The only thing that is granted to them will be the sympathy, or that sympathy is meaningless. Believing the illusion that she's happy, she will live a laughable life. As a stranger that can't feel her pain, I agreed that kind of misery was the worst. I slowly wake up for no apparent reason. The combination of the cool breeze and the sunlight streaming from the window feels great. The weather is simply exquisite. It's not the kind of weather to spend all day in bed. I lift my upper body. Still no good. My arms are still sluggish. It's not like I can stand up, but I probably won't be able to walk. I hear the gentle rhythm of knocking. Please excuse me, Shiki-sama. How are you feeling? I feel fine. I bet I'll be able to move by evening. I kind of remember saying that last night, but it should be fine this time. Shiki-sama, may I ask you a question? What is it? Shiki-sama, while you were living with the Arima family, did you ever collapse like this before? Hisui's voice is weak. She seems worried that my declining condition is due to me coming back here. You don't need to feel responsible, Hisui. This happened to me while I lived with the Arimas. Well, maybe once a year during middle school, but that stopped once I entered high school. But I was ready, thinking that if I was going to come, it should be pretty soon. And did you recover quickly at those times? In a day or two, so it's not a big deal. You don't act like I have some serious illness or something. Shiki-sama, I think it is a serious illness. I've heard that you have anemia, but nothing like this. Have you never thought that your body was strange? My doctor always said that my body is just totally weird. That was the medical terminology. The diagnosis that he used was just totally weird. Yep, proper medical terminology there. Come to think of it, collapsing like this and recovering so quickly, I could say my strength is much more amazing than most people's. I tried to laugh it off and made her angry. Riki-sama, people whose strength is much more amazing do not have many fevers during the night. Do you remember how many times you had a fever last night? Did something happen? It was last night. As soon as you fell asleep, you had a fever. You began to sweat profusely, and I had to come check on you every hour. If I do say so myself, that's amazing. It is amazing, but I am a little embarrassed to have been such a burden to her. Come to think of it, these are different pajamas than I wore last night. Hisui, did Kohaku-san change my clothes? No, Akiya-sama did it herself. Last night, Akiya-sama and I took turns caring for you. After you calmed down this morning, Akiya-sama returned to her room. Akiya did. As I blurt this out, I flash back to what I saw yesterday. Akiya, who was sucking Kohaku-san's blood. Akiya, who was yelling at Hisui. Shiki-sama. I vaguely hear Hisui's voice. Maybe I showed my tension on my face. It's nothing. I see. Akiya took care of me, huh? Yes. He would come every hour and take care of you. Since I was able to contact you physically, it was very fortunate that Akiya-sama came. How stupid of me. Akiya was so worried about me, but what did I think about her? Thanks, Hisui. Please, tell Akiya thanks, too. Yes. Well then, Shiki-sama, I will bring you breakfast, so please wait a moment. Hisui leaves the room, and I lift myself up. Leaning my back against the wall, I take a deep breath. My body has gotten a little better, and the weather outside is excellent. To add to that, I am truly happy that Hisui and Akiya took care of me last night. Still, I feel down. I haven't seen Kohaku-san since yesterday. I know that if I saw her face, I wouldn't be able to talk to her normally. But still, I just want to see her face. It's a bit of a short episode, but no, not too short, it's over 20 minutes. So I think I'm going to end this episode here. We're still trapped in bed. Akiya is acting stranger and stranger, and Hisui is, well, I can't say she's acting like Hisui. She's a little bit more emotional than you might expect, and, well, I would like to see Kohaku. I don't know about you, but I really would like to see her. But it would seem Akiya doesn't want that. That's sad. I think it is. Anyway, I hope to see you next time where maybe we will get to see Kohaku. But I'm not going to hold my breath, sadly. Sad face. Anyway, I hope to see you all there.